Hey everyone, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another Calgary Stampeders game day video post heading into week 19 of the 2024 CFL regular season. And I have the lights blue in the background, and I got the mirror tour purposely scrolling through red, green, and blue because for this Battle of Alberta game on Saturday, October the 12th, it will be actually a 1 p.m. kickoff at McMahon Stadium. Well, both Alberta teams I'm going to say are feeling blue this week, as actually both my Calgary Stampeders and the dreaded Edmonton Elks, we're both not going to be making the playoffs this year. Yeah, both Alberta-based CFL teams aren't going to be going to the playoffs, so both teams are going to be essentially playing for pride and potentially jobs for 2025, and maybe brass on keeping their jobs for next season on both sides. As Edmonton, they are 5-11 coming into this game. They are fourth in the West Division and out of the playoffs mathematically, while my Calgary Stampeders, we are 4-10-1 and fifth and last in the West Division. Both teams are coming off losses as well, as a result of why both teams are not going to be making the playoffs. I mean, Calgary lost, it was 32-15 against the BC Lions, and then the Saskatchewan Roughriders defeated the Edmonton Elks 28-24. The game was in Edmonton, so combination of that, Saskatchewan clinched the playoff spot. Winnipeg is still looking to potentially wrap up first in the West if they win this week, but it's historic that both Calgary and Edmonton will not be in the CFL playoffs. It's the first time since 1945 that both Alberta-based teams will not be in the playoffs. But there's still pride to be played for, as mentioned, as the season series has already been wrapped up, as the Elks won both games on the Labor Day weekend. I think it was 35-20 Edmonton here in Calgary on Labor Day, and then the rematch, I believe it was 37-15. So we got destroyed on Labor Day, and actually this will be the third matchup for the season series, and actually Calgary will have a starting quarterback that started different for all three games, because Jake Mayer started on Labor Day and threw, 4 interceptions, and got replaced by Logan Bonner to clean up the game. And then Logan Bonner started on the rematch, and he threw 5 interceptions. But Calgary actually will be starting Matthew Schultz. Yeah, Matthew Schultz is going to finally get some playing time. I mean, we did sign him in the offseason, for veteran presence, but unfortunately for Matthew Schultz's case, he did actually get injured in practice, so he missed almost half the season being on the injured reserve. And it was Matt Schultz that came in drive and a half last week against the BC Lions when the game was out of reach, and threw a long bomb to Reggie Bagleton. So Matthew Schultz will be starting in quarterback for Calgary, and actually Trey Ford, he'll be starting in quarterback for the Elks on the other side of the ball, because it was McLeod Bethel-Thompson that played both games, but he's actually injured and not available. So Calgary's defense is definitely going to be have the worst rush defense in the league, so hopefully our defense can be prepared for that, as well as leak for the opposition running back, but Calgary should have a good running attack of them because Peyton Logan, Dedrick Mills, and actually as well as Skyler or Kylan Hill. I meant to say, well, I'll be dressed, and I think Kylan Hill is going to be probably doing the returns. If you remember last week, it was Cam Eccles who took an unfortunate hit late last week. He's doing fine, won't dress. We got Clark Barnes will be back in receiver. But essentially this game, it's all about playing for pride and looking for next season. And I'm going to say it's the last home game of the 2024 CFL regular season because the Calgary Stampeders, they have 2 more games after this season where they'll be going to Hamilton next Friday in Hamilton on Friday, October 20th. And if the Toronto Argonauts win this week, or at least tie, then they take the final playoff spot in the CFL. So we'll see how it is on the line for that game. And then Saturday, October the 26th, the Calgary Stampeders wrap up. This will ultimately be a dismal season in Saskatchewan, and we'll see what Saskatchewan, if they still have potential to play for a home field playoff date or not that game. But it's different feeling being a Stampeders fan that it's going to be the last home game until next season because we're not going to make the playoffs, and even if we still had that slim chance, we wouldn't be hosting a playoff game. And of the 27 seasons that I've had season tickets, this is actually only the 4th season that the Calgary Stampeders won't be in the playoffs. This last time we missed the playoffs was 2004, so that's why I got mostly blue lights on, because as a Stampeder fan, I'm definitely feeling blue. But this season, how it's played out, but I think hopefully this could force some changes in the off season. But that's how I'm feeling about this game. It's just playing for pride. Hopefully Calgary can at least beat Edmonton at least once this year. I think their hands are going to be full just with the fact that we've shown all season we have the worst rush defense, and Trey Ford starting at quarterback. Hopefully that could be future for Edmonton. I'm thinking, even just a CFL fan, if I take my Calgary Stampeders colors off, that I think Trey Ford is the future for Edmonton, being a Canadian quarterback. Well, that's marketing itself. And then I think Jake Mayer here in Calgary, I don't think he's the guy that's going to take us to the promised land. And I think we should look at having Matt Schultz play the rest of the season, see if he can sign him for next season. And if the Calgary Stampeders wind up getting the first overall pick, well, maybe we'll have a Rourke battle, because you got Nathan Rourke, quarterback in BC. Well, Curtis Rourke might be available for the Calgary Stampeders that we draft to have our own Canadian quarterback to develop as well. But as I say, this is a different Battle of Alberta, as we're going to be wrapping up the home portion of the regular season for the Calgary Stampeders. At least at worst, we'll have a 500 record at home because we're 4-3-1 at home. Still have yet to win on the road this season, and the only team to not win on the road yet this season. We'll have 2 more chances to change that after this week, but hopefully both teams will still play hard, still get somewhat of a spirited game. It's the Battle of Alberta. You can throw the records out just for this one game, and it'd be nice to at least leave McMahon Stadium at least as a victory until next June, and pretty sure I'll renew my tickets for a 28th season unless something dramatic changes. But that's how I'm feeling. And how you feel about this game? Both Alberta teams in the CFL will not be in the playoffs to have a chance to even contend for the Grey Cup, and it's the first time it's happened in the modern era since 1945. But I'm always a proud Calgary Stampeders fan, and always proudly wear my red, even if we're not relevant right now. And red's always my color in the Bell of Alberta. So anyway, I've closed out this. If you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, just make sure you hit like and subscribe. I have my other social media links down in the description below. So I'm going to say Go Stamps Go. That's where I lean on the Bell of Alberta. So I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.